going to have been great. You're keeping all the goodies for people who go to church only.
Yeah, not really. They are all out there. Most of it are all out there on my channels. Yes, I must say that we try to push, but.
Oh, okay. Because today's Thursday, it's Throwback Thursday. Take us back to the first album. That was in 2008.
Yeah, so in 2000,
Your God,
yeah,
that had Wuye Onyame.
Yes,
okay.
In 2008, I had the privilege of launching my debut album. That's about 3 years out of the university, where I garnered a lot of music experience. I'm from the University of Cape Coast.
Okay.
And so when I launched the album, that had songs like Fameye, and then songs like Yeah Bo, which are all very popular songs in the church. Yeah, and so from there, then the following in 2012, I was able to launch the Adoration album, which had the Yes, to me a would. That's a whistle song.
That's the whistle.
Yeah, that's a whistle song.
Yes.
And then after that, I've done about 3 more albums.
Wow.
Yes, and then the Goddess album is the 6th project.
Wow. And you've also worked with a number of people.
Yes.
Call them your brothers in ministry. You've worked with Nyoka and Koda, Jometo, Uncle Ato, Danny Nete, bless his memory, amongst several others. You also on certain choirs.
Yes.
Like them praise.
Yes.
And,
so I used to be the president for Praise. I was there for 8 years, working with Praise and a number of very talented music ministers. Yes.
Wow, Eugene, you have a lot hidden. Tell us about you. Like, you started music actively when you're in the university, like you said, 3 years after uni.
Okay.
That's when you debuted your first album, isn't
in terms of like going public.
Okay.
Yes.
That was in
public
2008.
ministry. Yes.
Okay.
But in the background, I have I was brought up in the Presbyterian Church, and so I served there at the Trinity Presby Church as a praise and worship leader. And then I transitioned to Mount Olivet Methodist Church at Dansoman, where I was part of the Olivet Voices. That's pre-university. And then I had a privilege of going to University of Cape Coast, and there we had this group called this Evangelical Student Fellowship called GAFES, Ghana Fellowship of Evangelical Students, and they had a choir called Echoes of Calvary. I rose through the ranks and was music director, and then we released an album. That's actually where I first wrote the song Okasa for the choir. And then I was part of UCC Mass Choir. And so when I completed in 2005, I recorded my album, released the first album.
And so you've had a lot of experience all of in this short time because of this.
Yes. It's been quite a journey. It's been quite a journey. So over the years, we've been growing, working, sometimes in the background, sometimes quietly, sometimes, but here we are.
Wow. Okay. And so why are you choosing child trafficking? Why are you deciding to embark on this campaign? Why?
So in 2019, I had the privilege of joining an organization called International Justice Mission, which is a more like, you could say, an organization that works in the area of ending modern day slavery of all kinds. And so the field office in Ghana works mainly in the area of ending trafficking, and especially on the voter lake. So as we speak, I don't know if you know about that challenge, where a lot of children are taken from the southern part of Ghana, which are source communities, and they are taken, as children as young as 5 years, are taken onto the voter lake for fishing. And some of them are taken there under the pretense that they are going to learn a trade and then still attend school. And then they get there, and for the rest of their life, sometimes from 5 years to 18 years, they work under dire conditions on the voter lake without any support. And a lot of them end up dying because most of them still dive into the lake to disentangle nets that have been
because they are small.
Because they are small, and then they have no training, and that is per our laws in Ghana. That is hazardous work, and a child at that age should not do that. And so I've been an advocate for that organization for 3 years. And so I thought that who better to throw light on that menace than myself. especially when I have a platform like this. So I dedicated this album to the children. Yes.
Amazing stuff. But taking you back, did you, being an ambassador for this and trying to push this campaign, did you speak to any of the parents of these children to find out why they let their children go? And have you spoken directly with any of these children?
Yes, I like I said, as an advocate, I have been involved in a number of rescues. At least I've been on 2 rescues. In support of the Ghana Police and then the Department of Social Welfare through my organization to rescue some of these children. Right. And you should see their state. And I have helped also in processing some of the children. Okay. And one of the underlying factors would be some of these parents just are irresponsible.
That's just
yes, like you could throw it. I mean, there are people who say that it's poverty and stuff. I grew up in a lot of poverty. Okay. Part of my life was in rural Accra, right. And there were many days there was no food to eat and all. But my parents did not sell me; they did not give me out to be used for money. So it is the responsibility of the parents who give birth to the child to take care of the child. Yes, and so that is what I would say.
Okay, so now let's talk Goddess. How many songs? 10 songs on the Goddess album?
Yeah, there are 10 exciting songs on the Goddess album. Okay. And I get to feature some of my friends also. Nice.
Okay, so what's your favorite on the album first?
I have favorites.
Oh, wow.
And do you want to know how many? 10 favorites.
Okay, so you like all of them. Tell us about your friends you got to feature on the songs, and which songs you featured, which people.
There's a praise medley on it called the Give Me Way Kobo Praise Medley. Okay. Actually, where Kobo is a song by a friend of ours in Cape Coast called Pastor Richmond Stevens, who gave us the opportunity to use that song as part of the medley. And we have Pastor Seth Aqua of Joyful Way. Okay. He's the praise machine guy of Joyful Way.
Like that.
Leading that, and it's exciting. Then I have God Is Not Man. Okay. That is a funky chant song that affirms that God is who he says he is. Mm-hmm. And then we have
Can I perhaps tease the chorus out of you?
Which of them?
The God Is Not Man.
The God says, God is not man that he should lie. God is not man that he should lie. Whatever he says, he will do. Whatever he says, he will do. That's the chorus.
Nice. Okay, which other songs should we be looking forward to? You promised us exciting.
So there's a ballad a worshipy ballad on the album called
What
It's worshipy.
Oh, a worshipy ballad.
What
is a worshipy ballad? A ballad is a sad song.
No.
Okay, so what is a worshipy ballad?
So like you think about it in terms of rhythm, right? Okay. It's quite slow paced. Okay, and this one is focused on more like reverence to God and trusting God that he's all sufficient and that he's more than enough.
What's the title of this one? The funky ballad.
The funky ballad.
Yeah, what's the title of this
one? The one I sang earlier. Or this one.
This one.
The worshipy ballad. It's called More Than Enough.
More Than Enough.
Yeah.
Because I always have the Eugene Zuta concert, a mini one. Can we have a chorus of More Than Enough?
It says the chorus says, you never fail me. You never disappoint. You've been my father through all the years, always providing. Jehovah Jireh, you are enough, more than enough.
Yes, indeed, he's enough. Yes, indeed.
Yes, he is.
But guess what? If we go online right now, will we find God Is Anywhere?
You'll find 2 songs already released, and that is the Worship in Ga Major and another song titled Champagne.
There's a Worship in Ga.
Yes.
Okay, let's take our viewers back to one of your songs. Actually, a favorite of one of our directors upstairs. His name is Ray, and so it's coming up now.
Wow.
I think. Wow. Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome back. And so that's Eugene singing, performing to YAE, his songs. Eugene, how do you remain relevant? You've been giving us back-to-back worships for 15 years. What's the secret?
Everyone has to have a source. And for me personally, when my commission is to connect people to God in worship. And so I always try to go back to God and hear what he has next for me. And that's how I stay relevant. Like I said yesterday, that people like to go on Facebook, but before you go on Facebook, you must see God's face.
Before you go on Facebook, you must see God's face. Yeah, it's nice. Okay, so back to God is.
Yeah.
If we go online, we're going to find two songs.
Yes.
Which is the
worship in Ghana medley, which is a worship medley in Ghana.
Okay, Eugene.
Yeah.
You have to do that song for us. What's the title of the song?
That's worship in Ghana medley. Can major?
Okay, so.
There's the third song goes like. I'll move cron cron. I'll move cron cron. Oh, Jenway bahi warmly. Chomo chele. Chomo Yesu. Koni wale. Oni sale.
When next can I see you perform live?
On the 30th of April.
Nice.
When I officially launched the Goddess album.
Okay.
At Charismatic Evangelist Ministry.
Okay.
At North Legon.
Okay.
The church of Reverend Stephen Stanley. And I'll be launching the album there that evening. And then we'll be using the opportunity to create more awareness on the child trafficking campaign.
Okay.
Yes. And after that, the album, the 10 songs will be available online for everybody.
So are we going to see some live recording of some of the songs on the album? Are they going to be recorded live?
Interestingly, we recorded the album live last year in April. And so the videos are already ready and will be made available right after the launch. Yes.
Amazing stuff. You've been a music director as well.
Yes.
While in the early days.
Yes, please.
I'm sure you garnered a lot of experience. There were
Yes,
some
please.
shortfalls when you making gospel music.
Yeah.
Do you still see the same thing 15 years down the line?
Yeah, I think that I personally have grown up a lot. I've matured enough. One of the things that affects the creative process is when you keep everything tight-fisted to yourself.
Right.
Like you don't allow other people to speak into or put add their ideas onto the song.
Okay.
Over time, you become one way, stale.
Right.
And so one of the best ways to go about the creative process in the music production is to let many people have access to what you are creating. And then they can also add their ideas to it to make it much better.
Awesome, Eugene. Awesome. So if you were to play God, okay, if you were to play God today and change something that will hold forever in the music industry, what would it be?
I think that it will, especially the music industry.
The Ghana music industry.
More support from stakeholders.
More support from music industry.
All stakeholders, from the government, better policies to protect our creative work.
Right.
From the media, like more exposure. From the consumers of the music, more encouragement.
Right.
Rather than bashing.
More encouragement from the consumers. Do you get bashing a lot, or do you see people get bashing a lot? Why do you think that happens?
It happens. It happens in many ways.
Okay,
it's not so encouraging sometimes, yes. And especially when we seem not to more like appreciate our own. And then we more like always we comparing them to other people who may have better resources. Sometimes it can be very disheartening.
Right. We hope you get to play God one day, eh? Do we get to see you, sort of, we know you do worship songs.
Yeah.
Are we seeing in the near future mixing, say, an piano beat, a high life, jazz,
We've tried something like that on this project. So when you get the entire album, you understand.
Okay.
So we are trying, we are experimenting.
Okay.
Yes, but I'm basically going to be a worship leader
Nice.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, you stick to that, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so is the general public invited to the launch?
Yeah, everybody's invited. It's on Sunday, April 30th. We open the gate at
Okay.
4 p.m. at SEM at North Legon, and the gate fee is free. Everybody is invited.
Thank you very much. Ghanaians like free stuff. We'll definitely show up in our numbers.
Ghanaians are changing.
We,
Yeah, Ghanaians are changing. They are paying for stuff, but this one is free.
but this one is free.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the Jara, Eugene. Thank you. How do we follow you on social media?
So
And if we
all-
can't make it, it's not going to be a link to follow.
We are still thinking about it, but we want everybody to come.
Okay, so while we do that, where do we find you on social
So
media?
I'm on all the social media platforms,
Yes,
and
indeed.
it's just Eugene Zuta.
Eugene
Just type in
Zuta
you can follow.
everywhere.
Yes, please.
Okay. Anything else you'd like your fans, new people getting to meet you for the first time, a crowd here on BFS? What you have to
I
say?
just want to say a thank you to everyone who supported our ministry over the years. And for anyone who wants to support us, please follow us on all our platforms. And then let's just always keep it in mind that Jesus is still the reason for the season.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Eugene. And so God Is album to be launched on the 30th of April. It has 10 songs on it by Eugene Zuta. And if you actually listen to the songs, it's aiming at a campaign to stop child trafficking. And so this is a good cause, and let's all jump on it. Thank you for staying with us. This has been our show. We'll see you again bright and early tomorrow, 5:55. In the meantime, if you want to catch the repeat, we are on GTV tonight at 11 p.m. and also across social media as GTV Ghana. Have a great day and a great Thursday.